Imagine living in a world where almost everything wants to eat you. The birds above, the snakes below, the cats roaming neighborhoods, even larger lizards competing for your territory. For Florida's tiny Anoles, every single day begins with one question: am I still alive? If you've ever watched one closely, you've probably noticed something strange. They freeze without warning, constantly scan their surroundings, then suddenly disappear before you even realize they moved. Many people think these little lizards are simply nervous, but what if they're actually making thousands of tiny survival decisions every single day? Today, we're exploring why Florida's Anoles never seem to relax, and why that's exactly what has kept them alive. For an Anole, danger doesn't come once a day. It comes every few minutes. A blue jay may spot it from above. A racer snake may silently approach below. A curious cat might notice the slightest movement. Even another lizard can become a threat during territorial disputes. Unlike larger animals that can afford mistakes, an Anole survives by assuming danger is always possible. Relaxing for just a few seconds too long can become its final mistake. In Florida, survival doesn't reward confidence, it rewards caution. One of the most misunderstood behaviors in reptiles is freezing. To us, it looks like hesitation. To an Anole, it's information gathering. Movement attracts attention. Stillness often makes predators lose interest. But while the body remains perfectly still, the brain is anything but inactive. The Anole is constantly processing light, motion, sound, and vibration. It's not doing nothing, it's deciding whether moving is worth the risk. Sometimes, staying perfectly motionless is the smartest decision it can make. Watch an Anole for just 1 minute. You'll notice its head constantly turning, its eyes scanning every direction, its body adjusting ever so slightly. This isn't random behavior, it's called vigilance. Researchers studying prey animals have found that constant environmental scanning dramatically increases survival. Every movement around them becomes a question: food, a rival, or something that wants to eat them. For an Anole, awareness isn't occasional, it's a full-time job. Florida's Anoles don't just face predators, they also face competition. Over the past century, invasive brown Anoles have spread across much of the state. Unlike native green Anoles, brown Anoles often dominate lower vegetation and prime basking spots. Rather than disappearing, green Anoles adapted. Many moved higher into trees and shrubs, changing where they hunt, hide, and rest. It's a reminder that survival isn't always about fighting. Sometimes, the smartest strategy is simply changing where you live. Have you ever noticed an Anole suddenly sprint away, only to stop a few feet later? At first, it seems like panic, but look closer. That brief stop isn't hesitation, it's another decision. Escaping takes energy. Running too far can expose the lizard to new predators. Instead, Anoles often flee just far enough to break a predator's line of sight. Then they stop, scan, listen, and decide whether another escape is necessary. To survive, they don't just run. They know when to stop. To us, a passing shadow barely deserves attention. To an Anole, it could mean life or death. Many birds of prey attack from above with incredible speed. Long before the predator arrives, its shadow may be the first warning. That's why Anoles react instantly to sudden changes in light overhead. Their nervous system has evolved to treat unexpected movements above as a possible emergency. Sometimes they're wrong, but evolution favors false alarms over missed attacks. Better to hide from the wind than ignore a hungry hawk. People sometimes think tiny animals don't think very much, but an Anole's brain isn't trying to solve puzzles. It's solving one problem: survive. Every movement is weighed against risk. Is that insect worth chasing? Is that branch safe? Should I stay or jump? These decisions happen in fractions of a second. not because the anole is constantly afraid, but because its brain has been shaped by millions of years of natural selection. Its greatest strength isn't courage, it's caution. Here's something fascinating. Even when nothing seems to be happening, an anole rarely looks completely relaxed. Its muscles remain ready. Its eyes continue searching. Its posture allows for an instant escape. Researchers call this vigilance. It's common among prey animals that face constant predation. To us, it looks exhausting, but for an anole, it's simply normal. The safest anole isn't the strongest one. It's the one that notices danger first. Living this way comes with a price. Every decision demands energy. Every unexpected movement interrupts feeding. Every possible threat competes for attention. An anole doesn't spend its day relaxing in the sun. It spends its day balancing two equally important goals: stay alive and somehow still find enough food to survive another day. It's a delicate balance, one that plays out hundreds of times before the sun finally sets. From the outside, an anole's life can look exhausting, always watching, always freezing, always ready to run. But here's the surprising part. It isn't living in constant panic. If it were, it couldn't hunt, bask, defend territory, or reproduce. Instead, what you're seeing is something far more efficient. Its brain has turned caution into habit. Just as you automatically check both directions before crossing a busy street, an anole automatically checks the world around it before every move. It doesn't spend every second feeling afraid, it spends every second staying prepared. Every tiny movement carries information: the direction of the wind, a vibration through the branch, a sudden silence in the birds nearby. To us, these details barely exist. To an anole, they can mean the difference between another ordinary afternoon or becoming someone else's lunch. Over millions of years, natural selection favored individuals that noticed danger just a little sooner. Generation after generation, those tiny advantages became instinct, not fear, awareness. Florida has changed dramatically. Cities replaced forests, roads divided habitats, new predators arrived, invasive species spread across the state. Yet, green anoles continue adapting. They climb higher, choose different perches, adjust their daily behavior. They don't survive because they're the strongest. They survive because they're remarkably flexible. For a tiny lizard, changing your behavior can be more powerful than changing your body. Maybe the biggest lesson isn't about reptiles at all. It's about perspective. We often mistake caution for weakness, stillness for fear, silence for uncertainty. But the anole reminds us that survival isn't always loud. Sometimes, the smartest decision is to wait, to observe, to gather information before acting. For a creature only a few inches long, that quiet patience has become one of the most successful survival strategies in Florida. So, why do Florida's anoles never seem to relax? Not because they're trapped in constant panic, but because they've evolved to notice what most animals miss: every shadow, every movement, every opportunity, every risk. To us, they look nervous. To them, they're simply paying attention. Perhaps that's the hidden genius of these tiny lizards. They've transformed awareness into survival, and after millions of years, it's still working. If you ever watched an anole in your backyard, what behavior caught your attention the most? Let us know in the comments below. And if you enjoy exploring the hidden psychology of reptiles, subscribe to Cold-Blooded Minds, because sometimes the smallest reptiles have the biggest lessons to teach.